Good day. It's Friday, and welcome to Stock Market Today. This is Benji Chidoro inviting you to tune in and watch the video. I will be discussing the latest news on your favorite stocks, plus what happened to the index, the PSEI yesterday. But first, let's take a look at the article on the Manila Times regarding the index. Shares flat on catalyst lack, investor caution. According to the Manila Times, the stock market closed flat on Wednesday without any solid catalyst, keeping worry investors on the sidelines. And the PSEI shed 1.56 points to finish at 5892.72. Now, according to Philstock's financial research analyst Claire Alviar, the investors were waiting for a strong positive catalyst to raise local stocks to the 6,000 level, so it's below the 59,000 level. And if we will read further down here, the negative sentiment overseas continues to spill in the stock market, she said. And this is because of the resurgence of the COVID-19 in the United Kingdom. If we'll take a look at the Philippine Daily Inquirer, they have the same report, only that there are additional information. Now, according to brokerage Papa Securities, the PSEI might finish the week in a quiet note or might revisit the 5,700 area amid the doldrums in the US markets. And also, Papa Securities noted the statements of Secretary Dominguez on the Philippine offshore gaming operators canceling lease contracts could also have dampened the sentiment in the property sector. Okay, so let's move on to other news. On a positive note, remember my news item 2 days ago wherein Macro Asia is seeking extension. They were granted that extension. So the Cavite provincial government has granted the request of Macro Asia and China Communications for a 90-day extension immediately after commercial air travel resumes between the Philippines and China to comply with all the conditions of the Notice of Selection and Award. In the business world, I saw this news item. It's about Krungsri and Security Bank signing a deal wherein Krungsri, a Thailand-based company, is acquiring 50%. Here is it. Krungsri Security Bank deal gets BCC approval. So Krungsri will be acquiring 50% of Security Bank Corp's consumer finance. That's SB Finance. The business of SB Finance are personal loans, and they also have a lease-to-own product, wherein, for example, you bought a condominium unit or a property, you will have to lease that, and after a number of years, you will be the owner of the property. Same is true for cars, so that's their business. So the PCC, or the Philippine Competition Commission, approved the acquisition of 50% of the outstanding stock of SB Finance. And what is the reason for that? And reading through the paragraphs here, this paragraph here says, last year, Security Bank signed a partnership with Krungsri to further expand its retail services offered to Filipinos using the foreign bank's strategy. So they wanted to get the technology that propelled Krungsri as a leader in the foreign market on consumer finance. And finally, I saw this news item in CNN, might be important for us internet users. It says here, emergency maintenance work to be done on international cable system of PLDT and Sky Cable. It says here that the PLDT and Smart will be affected by the emergency maintenance activities of their service provider on an international submarine cable which they use. So the telecommunications company PLDT said on Thursday that the operator of the Asia American Gateway will be conducting an emergency work from 9 o'clock September 26 to 5 a.m. of September 30. So our internet connectivity might get affected. But reading through the paragraphs down, it says here, however, while the company's operations will be affected, it assured customers that it has alternative cable systems and that measures such as traffic rerouting and local caching are in place to minimize disruption. So I got a news yesterday from Investograms, and they are having a survey on whether the trading cup competition, which will begin on Monday, will be cancelled or not. So I haven't answered yet on that survey, but there is that move to move the start of the competition because of this internet disruption. Okay, so let's now go to the Philippine Stock Exchange. So let's see how the PSE is doing. But first, I'd like you to go through our reminders before we go to the PSE. So these are our reminders on stock investing and trading. Please read through it before we proceed. I'll give you some seconds to pause the video. While reading the reminders, I invite you to subscribe to my channel so that I can maintain and continue to do the stock reports on a periodic basis. And let's now go to the exchange. The time now is 1:58. So nag-close na ang market nito. So let's take a look at the exchange first. The PSEI closed at 5838.66 or 7.14 points lower than the previous day. So the index continues to move downwards. So that's 12 or 0.12% lower than the previous close. And it is now at, actually na-breach na niya yung support eh. So the next support that I see is here. At 10-year support niya, 57.42. And now let's go to the most active stocks. Actually, I already chose the stocks that we are to take a look today. These are Ali, MBT, PDO, ACEN, BPI. We'll take a look at Dito, Merrimark, MEG, let's include now, although it's not here, and AXLM. Okay, let's now go to Ali. Okay, Ali is a green candlestick. It gained 1% from the previous close, or 0.30 points. And right now, it continues to move sideways. And it is currently at the support level. Now, if this continues, if the upward trend continues, the resistance is here, 31.95. It is still below the MA20. And I expect it to move sideways in the coming days. Let's take a look at another stock. It's an index stock, MBT. MBT has a bounce today. Actually, it continues to move upwards, and it closed at 37.60, or 3% higher than the previous day, 1.1 points higher. And if we take a look at the stock, actually pataas yung kanyang channel eh. May nakikita akong channel dito na pataas. Let's take a look at the parallel channel. It's from here to here. Here. That channel there. If you notice, the 20-day exponential moving average is moving up, and it's about to cross the 50 moving average. And sa akin, yung setup ko kasi is that the moment that it crosses, it's a buy signal for me. And that is my setup. And one thing good about the candlestick today is that there is volume. So it is an above average volume, which means that the stock may be moving upwards in the coming days. So let's take a look at another stock. It's a financial stock, video. It's one of the more stable stocks, And BDO is a green candlestick, although it opened lower and closed lower than the previous day. Kaya green ito. Kaya ito, makikita nyo yung red dito because the comparison of the 87 is the previous day's close of 87.50. So minus 50 siya. However, the green candlestick is downwards and it is still sitting at support. Sa akin, sideways pa rin ang movement ni BDO. It is, I think, waiting just like the general sentiment of the market. It's waiting for some good news on the outcome or the decision of the government on the community quarantine. So I see this moving sideways in the succeeding days. Resistance, the nearest resistance is here. Nothing in bid and ask. Earlier, I was listening to the Investigram's talk of Paulo Toma Cruz, and one thing that I've learned is about taking a look at the support and resistance using the bid and ask. And which I agree, no? Kaya kung makikita mo yung volume dito, halimbawa sa BDO, yung may pinakamalaking volume sa bid ay yung masasabi mong support level. Pinakamalapit na volume na malaki is the resistance level. So, ito, 165.34. Ito yung support level niya, nasa 87. Which, yung pinlat natin, diba? Yung closing price of 87, which is close enough because here, ang support natin is nasa 86.18. While the resistance is, tingnan natin yung malaking volume dito. Ito, 13.2K, 89. Na nasa 92 yung plot natin dito. So ito, mas realistic to pagka bid and ask yung titignan natin. Ito based to sa charts eh. Ito based to sa actual demand and supply. Okay, let's take a look at another stock. By the way, ang BDO merong net foreign selling. Net foreign selling siya. Si ACEN, how is ACEN? Net foreign selling din siya. And it dropped again for the third day. It's 169 or lost 3 points from the previous close. Ang next level of support is here. 836. Although meron dito, I'm taking the latest data or the latest bounce which occurred at 837. So kung magtuloy-tuloy yan, and hindi magkaroon ng Dragonfly Doji, which usually creates another support level, then ang next support niya is here, 837. Okay, let's take a look at another financial stock, BPI. Another red candlestick, and it continues to move downwards. Based on the bid and ask, tingnan natin yung bid and ask, yung pinakamalaking amount. Ang pinakamalaki na bid is at 63, which is the support based on the bid, worth 48.15K. Ay hindi, ito 63.10. So yan yung pinaka-support niya, 63.10 here. Almost yan, no? Ito yun, yan. So tama, 63.10 yung pinaka-nearest support, and the nearest resistance is, tignan natin yung bid and ask nito, yung pinakamalaking amount sa bid side, 65 yung nearest support, nearest resistance rather. So that's PPI, and I expect it to move sideways without a catalyst. Let's take a look at dito. Si dito, continue to move upwards, ha? Maganda yung movement ni dito. Look at this, guys. Yung EMA20 pataas, at pagka lumalapit sa EMA20 nagbabounce siya, at maganda yung movement ng stock ni dito. There's net foreign buying at 1.69 million. So I expect the stock to continuously move upwards, and based on the ask, the nearest resistance is 424. Malaki ito, 424, 338K, 34. Ito yung 430. 430 is the nearest resistance here, based on the ask price of 430. Meron 63 individuals who wants to buy at this price. So 563K at 430. So tama na ba? Ipaplat natin to. Yung 430, actually nasa resistance na siya. nag-touch na siya. Yan, no? 426, 430. Somewhere there. Yeah. So, I expect dito to move higher unless magkaroon ng profit taking or magkaroon ng isang catalyst that would propel the stock down. Let's take a look at Merrimart. Merrimart, alam ko, bumaba ito. Okay, bumaba si Merrimart, nasa 305, but it went as high as 318. So, it's just above the EMA 20 moving average. By the way, I use the 20-day exponential moving average and the 50-day moving average as my indicator. Yung 100 days also I use it, but it doesn't register yet here because wala pang 100 days itong si Merrimart since the IPO. Okay, so Merrimart continues to move sideways and the nearest resistance is here, 325. Ma-validate ba natin dito? Nandito siya sa 324. 324 yung nearest resistance based on the ask price because there are 28 people with a combined amount of 780,000 who are willing to sell at that price. So nava-validate yung ating chart against the ask price. Okay, let's now take a look at MEG. Is a doji, but nakita nyo din meron siyang volume higher than average. So I expect the stock to move. A doji kasi with volume is an indication of a sign of reversal. So 2.93 siya ngayon or 0.02 higher than the previous close. So I expect it to move higher. So I can see the nearest, actually the support is here. Ito. Yan yung support niya. I see the stock moving upwards because of the doji with volume. Okay, let's take a look at now. See now, continues to move downwards. So, na-negate yung kanyang solid green candlestick because of the news that it is not anymore because the NTC took back its word that it is the fourth telco. I expect the stock to move sideways and probably it may further go down to fill the gap here. Okay, and then our last will be AXLM. Si AXLM had a good day today. It's a solid green candlestick, but wala siyang volume. So it's above the EMA 20, EMA 50, and EMA 100. But I expect profit taking in the coming days. Probably Monday mag-profit taking kasi walang volume. Most likely mag-profit taking yan. So what is the nearest support? The nearest support is, hindi natin ma-plot dito eh. The nearest resistance, however, 270. So malapit na siya. Dito lang siya yung 270 yung nearest resistance. But the nearest support is here, based on the chart. If this continues to move higher, I see a channel here. Pero since walang volume, baka mag-profit taking yan sa Monday. Okay, that's it for today. Oh, wait, just a moment. I forgot something. Balik tayo. Let's take a look at the summary. To wrap things up, tignan natin yung net foreign buying and net foreign selling. Yun muna tignan natin. Okay, since September 11, or since the start of September, there have been net foreign selling except on September 10. So that contributed to the negative sentiment on the PSEI. So it's 627 net foreign selling right now. And if you will take a look at the market summary, 110 stocks advanced, while 86 declined and 44 remained unchanged. Total volume is 1.41 billion, valued at 3.66 billion. There was net foreign selling of 627.97 million. Now, as for the sector indices, it's mixed. So, the financials, mining, and properties registered a positive change, while the holding companies, the industrials, and the services are in the red. Overall, the PSEI dropped by 7.14 points or 0.12% from the previous day. Before I leave, I invite you to subscribe to my stock market channel so I can continue to give the daily reports. And I leave you my favorite quote from Benjamin Franklin: "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." Thank you. Bye for now and see you on the next episode. Have a nice weekend.